it's Marley from the Energy Boutique with your energy forecast for 2023. October is typically a very busy month. There's a lot of reasons for that, but mostly we just moved into the fall equinox. We're in a brand new karmic chapter. We're in a new cycle. We're in a new season. We typically speaking are looking at eclipse season and retrograde seasons overlapping. And this October, we're going to have a lot of energy coming at us, starting with October 10th, when Pluto goes direct at 27 degrees in Capricorn. Now, flashback, this may actually bring you back to some topics and themes that you were struggling with around, I'm going to say October to January. Of course, October to December of 2022, and then January of 2023. Pluto going direct means that whatever inner work we've done, whatever power trip we're on, wherever we recognize where it is that we have to turn that pain into power, that darkness into a source of light, where we have the power, the control to actually do so. Again, in Capricorn energy, we were rebuilding, restructuring, reforming some of the systems, the structures, the foundations in our lives that weren't strong enough. And of course, we realized that they weren't strong enough through the damage and destruction that have been kind of ensuing on these particular foundations in our life since 2008, but mostly since 2020 when the Great Awakening happened and we were illuminated to what needed to die, what needed to dissolve, what needed to be destroyed in order for something new and beautiful and stronger to be built in its place. October 12th, Mars moves into Scorpio energy. The reason why this is important is because Mars co-rules over Scorpio. Pluto is the primary ruler over Scorpio. We just had Pluto go direct. 2 days later, Mars, the god of war, ruling over our physical energy, our passion, our desires, even our anger, if need be, moves into Scorpio energy, which is about true transformation. Mars is in his power, in his comfort zone, in his rulership here. You best believe that the shadow work is going to be alive and well. You best believe that we are turning that pain into power. We are turning that darkness into light. We are on the new pursuit of happiness, and that we will stop at nothing until this transformation is complete. It's going to be very intense. It's taking place 2 days before the new moon solar eclipse at 21 degrees in Libran energy. Again, the nodes of the moon have shifted onto this Aries and Libra axis. What is interesting about this is a new moon initiates a new cycle. A solar eclipse adds something to our life, gifts something to our lives. And in Libran energy, we're talking about relationships. We're talking about peace and fairness and justice. We're talking about compromise and cooperation. We're talking about stability. We love this. We need to stabilize. We're in this new fall equinox energy, this new energetic battlefield where balance and peace and harmony and stability are key. With this new moon solar eclipse, especially at a 21 degree, which is a very, very, I'm going to say positive degree and number, we can expect to gain a lot of our bearings, a lot of our footing. 2 days after that, we have Jupiter and Saturn for the second time, making a very, very positive interaction where we are going to see a huge amount of growth, where we are going to see the magnification of all that is good, all that is ended, why it needed to happen, what it is preparing us for, and really putting us in touch with the next phase of our manifestation skills. And of course, this is happening just in time for October 28th when we have our full moon lunar eclipse, this time at 5 degrees in Taurus. This is almost like the ending of this last year and a half chapter of the nodes of the moon being in this Taurus and Scorpio energy. This is bringing everything full circle. This is seeing the foundations that we've been successful in building. This is seeing the beginnings of our creation of what it is that we've given birth to. This is seeing a full illumination of all the work that we've done in order to boost our confidence, boost our self-worth, boost the value within ourselves, and really see how that has affected each and every single relationship that we have chosen to keep in our lives. This is going to, because it's a lunar eclipse, remove something out of our life that is blocking us from having these new creations, these new elements that we've given birth to, actually anchor in. So although it sounds like something being removed or ending or completing in our lives might sound a little bit painful, we have a new vibration that we're standing in because of our self-worth, because of our self-value, because of our self-confidence, that we're not holding on to dear life to it anymore. We are actually quite comfortable to say, hey, you know what? I've seen a slow change, a slow amount of growth, but I'm happy with what it is that I'm seeing so far. And I understand now that I have what it takes in order to create whatever it is that I need in my life in order to feel safe, secure, and stable enough to actually move forward. November is a little bit of a quiet month. Now, I say quiet because astrologically speaking, there's not a whole lot going on. Of course, we have our normal inner planets shifting, our normal new and full moons. Of course, November follows Halloween or Samhain or Samhain, whichever way you want to pronounce that, which is essentially when the quote unquote veil is at its thinnest. Why is that important? Well, because October 31st is when we get to kind of dip our toe in the ethereal realms, when we gain huge amounts of insight, when we are downloaded with new light codes, when our ancestors and the spirit of the higher forms of intelligence come here to Earth to guide us on this next chapter. So we enter into November with a little bit of a weird vibe because, again, our merging of the ethereal realm, the spirit realm, and our realm is still overlapped, still very raw. Our psychic abilities take a jump. Our central nervous system usually pops off. We are still adjusting to some planets in a retrograde, some planets going direct with all of this eclipse energy. You know, we're at the mercy of the divine script. We don't really have a whole lot of control. And November 4th is pretty much our only important aspect that we have to talk about. And that is when Mr. Saturn, Mr. Karma himself, is going to go direct in Pisces energy at 0 degrees, 31 minutes. Essentially, the inner renovation, the recalibration, the reconnection with our higher selves, with our intuition, with our dreams, with our psychic abilities, with our ability to surrender to the natural process of endings and beginnings, when all of that is now basically integrated. And we get to exert ourselves, make moves, move forward out in the world once again. And this for us means that we are likely going to have new inspirations to kind of pursue. We're going to have new ideas, new dreams, new visions instilled in us to excite us, to bring that life-like energy back into our realm. And we're going to get to work building the framework that is needed in order to house the kind of dreams and visions that we just got downloaded with while Saturn was retrograde. So Saturn going direct means that we're going to see the pieces of the puzzle actually snap together. We're going to see the first phase, if you will, the cornerstone foundational phase of this new bridge that we're building actually take form. It's a very magical time. We are going to have to be very deep and disciplined in our spiritual practice. There is going to be a lot of tough love life lessons thrown at us. And I would predict and I would say that we are going to have a huge influx of energies coming in, which means that souls are going to be choosing to leave and to kind of go back to home, go back to source. I did speak about Saturn being in Pisces and how that means kind of like a large amount of soul contracts endings and therefore physical human deaths taking place. And I would say in November, we will likely see a lot of group volunteer souls choose to leave this earth. Again, just try to remind yourself that this is a video game, that we will all be reunited on the other side, that this is just a part of the process of the soul evolution of the human consciousness that has to take place. Regardless of how you handle it, it's going to be tough. But out of the tough love life lessons, we get spiritual rewards, spiritual blessings, and spiritual, I'm going to say, treat bags from the universe for dealing with some of the hardships that we've had to struggle through. December is definitely a little bit more active, a little bit more poppin', just because we have, again, planets coming out of their retrogrades, going direct. We have other planets direct, going retrograde. We are wrapping up the fall equinox chapter, coming to a close. We get reset with new karmic chapters with the solstice energy. We, of course, have the holiday season, which is just an energy harvesting time anyways. We have a lot of things coming at us, preparing us for 2024. And just a heads up, 2024 is going to be a major year in our evolution, mostly because, again, Pluto is going to be setting up in Aquarius long term. We are going to see a lot of change and transformation take place through the foundations that we're actively working and building towards through 2023. And we have to understand that 2024 carries the vibration, the lesson, the frequency of the number 8, which is about death, rebirth, and resurrection through a true transformation of self. So coming into December, again, November was a little bit quiet. December is going to be active starting with the 6th, when Neptune actually goes direct at 24 degrees in Pisces. This is essentially when the universe gives us our rose-colored glasses to put back onto our face, where we get to paint the picture of our reality in all the most beautiful colors, where we get to focus on the silver linings, where we get to bury our head in the sand and disassociate from the ugliness of the world that we don't want to deal with, when we get new ideas, new inspirations in order for us to conjure up a new dream and a vision to pursue. It is essentially when we get to live in La La Land again and move into the higher realms of our inspiration and intelligence to receive the downloads of the next phase of our mission, of the next phase of our purpose. It's all good vibes. We do still have some tough love life lessons kind of being intertwined with some of the other planetary energies, but we always want the planets to be direct. That means that we're moving forward, that we are initiating something new, that we are expanding on the ideas, the inspirations that we got downloaded with while the planet was retrograde. So having Neptune go direct means we're living in a little bit of a fantasy land again. We aren't dealing with the harshness, the directness of our reality. We get to kind of look through those rose-colored glasses once again and kind of restore our faith, restore our trust in ourselves and in the universe once again. On the 13th, we are going to have Mercury go retrograde once again, this time at 8 degrees in Capricorn energy. Yep, you heard it here. We entered into 2023 with Mercury retrograde in Capricorn energy, and we are going to close 2023 out with Mercury retrograde in Capricorn energy. Technically speaking, I lied. Mercury will retrograde back into Sag energy for, wrapping up 2023. But the energy, the bulk of the matter gets initiated in Mercury being in Capricorn energy. We had Mercury first move into Capricorn energy in December of 2022. We went retrograde, carrying us into 2023. There was a lot of reflection, a lot of revision, a lot of re-edits, a lot of redos. And we are going to face those particular topics and themes that we were dealing with at the end of 2022, at the beginning of 2023, at the end of 2023, and the beginning of 2024. On the 21st, that's when we have Capricorn season. That is the winter solstice. That is when we have the shortest day, the longest night. That is when we move into rest mode, relax mode, reset mode, as far as our karmic spiritual life lessons go. It is a time to reflect, a time to rewind, a time to regenerate and rejuvenate. We have a lot of energy that we put out that is depleted that we need to kind of bulk up and prepare for a brand new year with. Now, the 23rd is when Mercury retrogrades back into Sagittarius energy. That's going to be a little bit different just because we've been used to Mercury retrograding in Earth signs for the whole entire 2023 year. Having Mercury retrograde back into Sag energy is giving us a big vision, a big picture. We align with our higher selves. We blend our intuition with our intellect. It gives us a huge amount of insight, not only reviewing how 2023 went down and why certain things had to take place in order to prepare us for 2024, but it also gives us a huge bird's eye perspective, a huge advantage from our soul self on what it is that we need to learn, what it is that we need to throw ourselves into from here moving forward. That Sag energy excites us again. It's a fire energy, so we have a lot going on in our mental plane. Mercury rules over the mental plane. We are likely going to revisit old ideas. We are likely going to have new ideas. We are likely going to revisit old topics and themes in order to pluck out the silver linings and invent new ways of doing things and moving forward. It's going to be a whole jam. It is going to be a whole revamp of a lot of the ideas that got backburnered because we didn't have the time and the space and the resources to actually do anything with them throughout the course of 2023. On December 26th, Chiron is going to go direct at 15 degrees in Aries. You best believe that we are going to be moving forward, tackling some of the issues head on. We're not running from them anymore. We are reinventing ourselves just in time for a brand new year. And on December 30th, we have Jupiter going direct at 5 degrees in Taurus energy. Now, Jupiter is very lucky. Very, very blessed, very happy to show us where growth and expansion has taken place and where it was needed. And for the most part, at 5 degrees, this is likely going to take us back to probably around June, maybe July-ish of 2023, revisit some topics and themes. We get a chance to redo, rebuild, rebirth, recreate. We get a chance to level up in our self-worth and our self-confidence and our self-value. We get a chance to revamp, rebalance, restabilize the relationships that have held on and made it through the test of times. And overall, we get a brand new chance, a brand new opportunity to do things in a better way that maybe we didn't get to do good the first time around. And the only thing that I'm going to leave you with for 2024 is that on January 1st, we have Mercury going direct at 22 degrees, 11 minutes of Sagittarius energy. Now, yes, of course, Mercury going direct is a great thing. We are renewed in our faith, renewed in our perspective. We have great ideas. We have a new direction, a new focus with this Sag energy. But at 22 degrees, that is a master building, master manifester number. At 11 minutes, that is just doubling up on all of the power that we're all going to have to focus our sights, our mental plane on the vision, on the dream that we want to manifest, that we want to create in 2024. And you best believe that is going to be a major change, a major transformation as 2024, again, embodies the vibration, the frequency, the lesson of 8, death, rebirth, resurrection, and transformation. So guys, that is your 2023 energy forecast overview. It does not cover everything. We just focused on the highs and the lows and the most important. I do recommend that you tune in for the monthly energy forecast where we kind of break down all the astro events that are typically normal, if you will, for us to move through. We have to do the big, great, grand picture of this 2023 overview so that we know the ebb and flow of what it is that we typically can expect on a greater, grander scale, and of course in our own individual lives. But we have to take that big, great, big picture. We have to break it down into small, manageable pieces, which is the monthly energy forecasts. So although we can, as we stand here, setting our sights on what 2023 is going to bring us, we can assume, we can predict, we can project some highs and lows, some very difficult months, some very peak important months of activity. Of course, We have to move through it in order to see the choice points presented to us and what it is that our higher self and ego self is going to choose for our 2023 experience. It is going to be a lot of change, a lot of shifting, a lot of new things added in order to feel safe and secure enough to let old things actually die, to surrender, to bring them to a full completion, to let them go. We are in a very interesting time, not only in this great awakening process, in this ascension process, but we are in a very interesting time in this astrological process as we see a lot of these major heavy hitting planets enter into the latter zodiac energies, the ending zodiac wheel, in order to prepare us for a clean slate, a brand new beginning, a brand new reality to actually have the ability to manifest. And of course, as I've been speaking on this, we are definitely going to see a brand new world, new earth, mind you, actually manifest and be anchored in. The beginning stages, 2024, but realistically, we won't see the big picture until 2026. There is a lot of learning left to do, a lot of inner work left to do, a lot of beautiful things to experience as well. It's not all bad. We come to Earth School in order to kind of experience the highs and lows and everything in between. It's the only place where we can experience all of the emotions, all of the energies. And of course, the toughest lessons get gifted to the best students. And I would say that we are all in the same class. So if nothing else, I hope that you have a beautiful 2023, that you embrace all of the highs, all of the lows, that you tap into that spiritual warrior energy, that we link energetic arms and we move through this year together. We are not alone. We are all connected. We are building a brand new, beautiful world, one energy shift at a time. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for all the love, all the support. I'm sending you nothing but love, and we'll talk to you soon.